All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen, from the Nashville Fairgrounds. Up front is Kenny Hyde Jr. and Colby Whipple. On the second row is Brandon Newby, Clay Kirchenbauer. Ryan McDaniel and Pudge on the third row. David Ballard, Kevin Bernheimer have the fourth. Patrick Gitter and Blair Patterson rounding out the top 10. PJ Cox in 11th. James Smith in 12th. 13th is Blake Vicken, Tony Caron in 14th, Richie Joplin 15th, Sean Corbridge 16th, Jerry Culver 17th, 18th is Jarrett Woodard. Mike is in 19th if he's been found, and Jeremy Gardner in 20th. Jacob Morgan in 21st, 22nd is Mickey Mouse. Patrick Piper in 23rd, 24th is Russell Worth. Smaller field here tonight, smaller track for it as well. Pudge dropping in. I don't know if I can do this even close to the way Pudge does it, but yes, sir. Hey, thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it, buddy. Here they come rolling off pit road. I do believe this is a 2-pace lap track, if memory serves. Gives everybody time to form up and get going. Because of the size of this track, things will get very interesting very quickly out there. And if you guys love these new cameras that we'll be showing off tonight, make sure you go find track cams for Gourmets on Facebook, especially since they are being so kind as to help with the big cancer charity race coming in June. Huge shout out to all the sponsors of the Nowski Nation Retro Truck Series as well. Pace car is in. Here they go. Out of turn 4. Green flag is in the air. They are down and away with Kenny Hyde Jr. getting a great jump on the field. The question is off of turn 2 until the tires heat up. It's going to take a while, and these guys are going to be slip sliding away all the way around the track. They're going to have to be a bit patient early on here. A lot of side-by-side racing. A lot of guys advancing and moving back on this first couple of laps. And until the tire pressures come up, we'll see a few guys drop back a little bit, but then start making their way forward again once they have tire pressures up. Blair Patterson already up 3 spots. Up 4 spots now as he tries to run down Pudge. On the high side on Brandon Newby, trying to make it 3 wide off 4. Blair won last week at Indy, looking to pull it off again here tonight. Kenny Hyde Jr., meanwhile, almost a 2-second lead, 5 laps into this thing. Colby Whipple in second, starting to gap third place, Clay Kirchenbauer. Pudge now up into 4th, Blair up to 5th, Bernheimer in 6th. Brandon Newby trying to make his way back forward, but here comes points leader Patrick Gitter. A little wobble out of both drivers as they come off 4. The story of this track could end up being the little wobbles off of turns 2 and 4 tonight. Kenny Hyde continues to open up his lead now, 2.3 seconds over Whipple. However, Pudge is starting to run Whipple back down just a little bit. Clay Kirchenbauer back to fourth. Blair Patterson still holding on to fifth. Good question. I don't actually have that set up for this. Let me see what I can do, though. Everybody almost completely single file throughout the pack. It looked like Ryan McDaniel looks like he is trying a very peculiar line through the corners. Not sure if he got loose off 4 and spent the last lap catching the truck, but he gets it clean that time. Let's see how he goes through 1 and 2. No, he ran a normal line this time. James Smith side by side with Tony Karen. Richie Joplin lurking right behind him. Richie shoots up to the high side. Jeremy Gardner, who did not qualify, came in tonight second in points, already up 5 spots into 15th. Mike in the Hardy's car, currently in 16th. Patrick Piper 17th. David Ballard 18th. Jacob Morgan back in 19th. Jerry Culver in 20th. Mickey Mouse 21st. Russell Worth in 22nd. Jarrett Woodard 23rd. And Sean Corbridge 24th. Blake Vicken up 5 spots already from 13th to 8th. He is back into the top 10. Cracking into the top 10 in points after Indy last week for the first time this season. As he comes past Kevin Bernheimer, now taking 7th place. Looking back through the field, seeing where the closest battles are right now. Everybody getting single file and showing a lot of patience here early. Brandon Newby back into 8th after starting in 3rd. Has drifted back quite a bit. We saw Ryan McDaniel struggling early. Expect him to come back though. Richie Joplin has continued marching his way up the points and through all these races. Currently up to 11th after starting in 15th. No, Paulo, that has not happened yet. Brandon lost a few spots in the early going, riding along the top of his truck. And you see the struggle they're having. In fact, let's ride along inside Newby's truck. Off turn 4, you see how much they have to fight the wheel here. This is a difficult track. It is so bumpy through the turns. He angles it back down, trying to get the run under Blake Vicken. And Off turn 4, the bumpiest part of this track down there on the bottom off turn 4. Very difficult to keep the truck going the right way, especially on cold tires. Fortunately, they've got some heat in the tires. Ryan McDaniel has crashed. Well, let's see what happened to Ryan coming through turns 3 and 4. Just gets in the bumps, gets loose, gets on the brakes, and caution is out. For the first time tonight, caution is out at the Nashville Fairgrounds. Looks like Kenny Hyde Jr. is going to come to pit road. Looks like everybody up front coming to pit road this time. Kevin Bernheimer staying out to gain some track position here. And it looks like Patrick Gitter will win the race off pit road. I believe Patrick Gitter took right side tires only on that stop. Kenny Hyde Jr. will come out in third. Bernheimer still staying out on track, expecting more cautions, would be my guess. See if we can get a quick word with Kenny. Hey, Kenny, it's Doug. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, it looked like you've probably got the fastest truck out there tonight, but now you're going to have to restart with Patrick Gitter right there. How are you feeling?
Aggravated. I like the guy, but he makes it hard to like him sometimes. He always outsmarts you.
Well, it looks like he at best took right side tires on that stop. So does that give you, with 4 fresh tires, do you think you can get back by him and just walk away again?
I'm going to say confidently, I think I can get around him no problem. He just admitted he did not take tires. So hopefully these fresh rubber will help out a little bit.
All right, well, good luck, man. You have got one of the, if not the fastest truck out on track tonight.
Yep, hopefully we'll talk to you later.
All right, man. Good luck, buddy.
Thank you.
Kenny Hyde Jr. had walked away from the field in the early going, but now Kevin Bernheimer and Patrick Gitter on the front row, both on old tires. David Ballard dropping back, Ryan McDaniel and Sean Corbridge, excuse me, all showing 1 or more laps down. We'll see how it shakes out after they get going green. As here comes the lights are out on the pace car. Kevin Bernheimer, Patrick Gitter on old tires on the front row. Kenny Hyde Jr. and Pudge on the second row. Blair Patterson, Colby Whipple at the third. Blake Kirchenbauer and Blake Vicken on the fourth. Patrick Piper and Brandon Newby rounding out the top 10. Green flag back in the air. Bernheimer trying to hold everybody off. Here comes Kenny Hyde Jr. to the inside on Patrick Gitter. Gitter drifts way up the track. Those old tires definitely hurting him. Pudge now down below. And here come the fresh tires. Wow, it got a little close off of turn 2. Now Kenny Hyde Jr. back to the lead. Pudge looking for second, but here comes Blair Patterson on the bottom. Oh, we've got a big wreck on the front stretch. Blair's still going. Everybody stacks up, no caution. Now we get the caution. let's see if we can kind of figure out where this whole mess started at. Looks like right here as Blair Patterson Pudge comes down the track. Here comes Blair. And it looks like Pudge might have drifted up. Comes off a turn for... Oh, he had to catch the truck up the track. Right in front of Bernheimer. They both get caught up in that. Everybody stacks up. It looks like Newbie trying to check up as everybody in front of him goes slower. And he goes around right in front of the field. Blair Patterson does manage to get by the chaos. Did get some right side damage. He's in second. Patrick Gitter now up to third. Colby Whipple in fourth. And Clay Kirchenbauer in fifth. Kenny Hyde Jr. snuck by that one, managed to stay out of trouble. There you see the damage on the right side of Blair Patterson. Looks like Pudge does have a little bit of damage as well. Couple of notable jumps. Patrick Piper started 23rd. He is up to 5th. Jeremy Gardner started in 20th, up to 7th now. Russell Worth from 24th to 14th so far. Couple of drivers on pit road, including Pudge, David Ballard. Looks like Bernheimer went to pit road, as did Brandon Newby. Colby Whipple has a few fans in the stands tonight as well. Colby up into 4th now. They stack back up, getting ready for the restart. And we're going to try this, and per the request, turn up your speakers. We're going to give this a try on the green flag of doing a crank it up. And a bit of a wreck there as they were coming off. We got to see it up close and personal. Looked like Jerry Culver was involved. Off turn 2, down the back straightaway, Culver goes. And looks like there's a little bump in the middle of the turn. Gets together with Mike, I do believe, and... No, that was James Smith. Looks like Jerry just gets a little bit of a push. Jacob Morgan gets caught in this. PJ Cox also getting caught in it. Looks like Pudge might have caught a piece of it. That could be the big one here at the Fairgrounds. Everybody starts checking up. Oh, Pudge gets it doubly bad. David Ballard caught in it. A lot of drivers caught up in this one. Some fast repairs already used earlier in the race. By some of the drivers caught up in that, so things could get interesting, and this could come down to a battle of survival. Russell Worth has made his way now into the top 10. Gardner did not qualify all the way up to 5th. Hey, Jeremy, it's Doug. You got me?
Oh, what's up, buddy?
Hey, you did not qualify, and it seems to be paying off here.
Yeah, I had a penalty from last week, so I had to start at the rear of the field. I was just going to pace it and see how it went, but I just decided to send it on through the field.
Well, you have sent it on through the field. You managed to avoid the chaos. Now got yourself in the top 5. Can you get up there and run down Kenny Hyde Jr. tonight?
We sure are going to see. As long as I can stay consistent and hold my lap times, I think we should be pretty good.
Well, you definitely have a lot to race for coming into this second in points, and as long as you can keep Patrick Gitter behind, you might be able to close up some points tonight.
Oh, for sure. That's the goal tonight, to see if I can gain something on him.
All right, man. Good luck. Hope you get some points on him tonight, buddy.
Appreciate it, Doug.
Gardner has had quite a run, had some great races here lately. Just cannot gain a whole lot of points on Patrick Gitter. He just has been able to come back from anything and everything. Lights are out on the pace car. Kenny Hyde Jr. and Blair Patterson have the front row. Colby Whipple, Clay Kirchenbauer on the second row. Gardner and Piper have the third row. Mike and Tony Karen on the fourth row. Mickey Mouse and Russell Worth rounding out the top 10. Big shout out to Russell Worth, finally getting himself back in the top 10. Early in the season, had a lot of bad luck in the Ford, then switched to the Chevy, had some good runs, but some bad luck. Now he's got some good runs, hopefully some good luck. Here they come. Green flag is in the air. Kenny Hyde Jr. jumps out front quickly. Now it is Whipple versus Patterson here. Off turn 2, Blair Patterson, that high line, has the advantage. Clay trying to sneak by as well here. Gardner hanging out right behind him. Patrick Piper is right there. Patrick Gitter, the points leader, all the way back in 11th, trying to make something happen. Mickey Mouse, also one of his best runs of the season, currently in 11th after starting 22nd. I mean, really, can we get a Mickey Mouse on that Nesquik car? That would be awesome. Kenny Hyde Jr. doing what he did right off the start of this race. He's already opened up a 1.8 second gap over Blair. Clay Kirchenbauer in third, Patrick Piper in fourth, Jeremy Gardner in fifth. Looks like there might have been, yep, there was an incident. Caution is out. Tony, Karen, and Mike caught up in it. There's Tony down to the inside in the 23. Oh, he gets the nose in as Mike comes down off turn 2. Mickey Mouse gets caught up in it. Russell Worth, no, buddy. If it wasn't for bad luck, Russell Worth would have no luck at all. And we're cheering for you to get up there and get a good run, a win this season, buddy. Big hits. Jacob Morgan, he's also having a horrible night. That's the third time he has been caught up in somebody else's incident. PJ Cox getting caught up in it as well. PJ gets on the brakes to try and avoid it, but gets loose, goes down, and look at this. Jerry Culver, he just kind of stops out of turn 2 and manages to get the truck righted and going the right way, picks up several spots. Brandon, it certainly was, buddy. Brandon Newby, that truck's seen better days, but he is still in the fight, starting to make his way forward again as well. There is an old adage, and you kind of get tired of hearing it and saying it, but cautions breed cautions, and since that first caution, things have gotten a little bit bumpier out there as they run. Kenny Hyde Jr. and Blair Patterson they have the front row, but it seemed like Blair Patterson might have had the same speed as he was coming through the field earlier, but wasn't to be. He has not been able to make up any ground so far on Kenny Hyde Jr. Kenny just checks out and gone. Patrick Piper now up into 4th place after starting 23rd. Jeremy Gardner started 20th. In 5th. These two guys have just come through everything, and for the most part, they've come through everything clean. Here they come out of 4, green flag back in the air. Kenny Hyde Jr. jumps out front, and Clay Kirchenbauer slips by Blair Patterson for 2nd. Oh, Blair gets the wall out of turn 2. Doesn't seem to hold him up much. Gardner is going to come by now. Gardner up to 4th, pushing Piper back to 5th. Richie Joplin has snuck his way up into 6th after starting in 15th. Another great start to the race for Richie. Colby Whipple back in 7th. Bernheimer in 8th. Bernheimer coming by now. And here comes Pudge on his way back toward the front. Colby Whipple continues trying to march forward. Patrick Gitter stuck back in 10th. Kenny Hyde Jr.'s lead just under 1 second. He has not run away quite as quickly as we had seen earlier in the race. It looks like Clay Kirchenbauer might be able to hold him in check here. Caution! Not 100% sure what caused the caution. I think I might have just found it. There is Blair Patterson coming off turn 2. Down the back straightaway. I'm not sure if he got a bump or not, but he goes high. Through 3 and 4. Almost comes to a stop on the track. Does come. Pulls down onto the apron. I have no idea why, but Blair Patterson appears to be Blair is inching it to pit. It's almost as if his motor blew. See if we can get a word with Dean Webb in race control. We might be able to see. Hey, Dean, this is Doug. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, what happened with Blair there? It almost looked like his engine blew.
Yeah, so it looks like with a little bit of damage he took, for whatever reason, his engine blew up and he wasn't able to keep the speed.
It did look like it was quite a sudden explosion of that engine because he almost stopped in the middle of 3 and 4 with no momentum.
Yes, sir. We saw that, and that's the reason why we brought out the caution for it.
Well, great job, you guys. Great catch on that one, and good luck because it's getting a bit rough out there.
Yes, sir, man. Hey, man, we appreciate what you do.
All right, thanks, buddy. All right, so Dean Webb confirming, and thank you, Dean, for the stars. Dean Webb confirming Blair Patterson with that little bump. He'd already had some damage, but that bump he got going into turn 3 looked like was enough to grenade the engine, and yeah, that was the end of Blair's motor. Hopefully he'll be repaired. He has gotten repaired, new motor in the car, back out on track. Although it is showing him, let's see, he's currently showing 3 laps down. Got to give the guys in race control credit for catching that one before it became a much bigger issue. And all the drivers for knowing and paying attention, heads up driving, and keeping it from becoming a much bigger problem. Jerry Culver is in a Zoom meeting and is maybe done for the night. Was really looking forward to seeing Jerry Culver get the good finish he deserves tonight, but Zoom obviously making that an impossibility. Pace car is in. Here they go again. Green flag back in the air. Kenny Hyde unable to run away quite as quickly on that restart. Clay Kirchenbauer, take caution. And Colby Whipple involved in this one. There's Colby Whipple on the bottom in the 12 truck. Oh! Did he get a tap from Pudge there and then a lot of drivers getting caught up in that one. David Ballard, Blake Vicken, Tony Karen, James Smith. Mike gets caught in another one. Let's take another look at this. See if we can see if there was some contact there as they came off turn 2. Oh, it looks like Pudge just had one heck of a run off turn 2. Colby just didn't have the same corner exit speed on that one. Clay Kirchenbauer in second place. Let's see if we can get a quick word. Hey, Clay, it's Doug. You got me?
Hey, I got you, Doug. How's it going?
Hey, man, really good. I have to ask, do you... Kenny Hyde Jr. has ran away from the field in the last every restart tonight, except for that one. You were able to hang with him. Do you have something for him tonight?
Right now I'm just going to school, just kind of watching what he's doing. If I can get a good restart and hang on the outside of him, maybe get the lead, but it's still early, got a long way to go, so just kind of watch what he's doing. He's been the fastest guy all night.
You do have a little bit of damage on the truck, but it doesn't seem to be affecting you at all.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be okay. I've held on to my fast repair, so it seems to be driving all right now.
That fast repair may come in handy before the night's out.
Yeah, I hope not, but we'll see.
All right, good luck, buddy.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Clay Kirchenbauer currently in second, looking for a good restart and an opportunity to get by Kenny Hyde Jr. here. All right, everybody stacking back up for the restart. It'll be Kenny and Clay on the front row, Jeremy Gardner, Patrick Piper of the second row, Richie and Mickey Mouse have the third row. Interesting note, third through sixth place have all come 10 or more spots forward since the start of the race. There we go. Kenny fires, green flag back in the air. Kenny got a good jump on this one. As he said all season long, he'll change it up on every restart to keep him guessing. Gardner now looking to the bottom on Clay, but Clay has been pretty fast up top, and it looks like he might do it again. Patrick Piper now up to fourth. Richie now up into fifth. Mickey Mouse currently in sixth. Brandon Newby in seventh. Kevin Bernheimer 8th, Ryan McDaniels 9th, and Blake Vicken in 10th. Kenny Hyde's lead just over 1 second. Now Jeremy Gardner into second place. Back in 10th place, Blake Vicken continues his march toward the front. Ryan McDaniels seems to have a problem, though. He has faded a couple spots since the restart, and here comes Tony Caron. Jarrett Woodard also making his way forward. Pudge now back in 13th. David Ballard back in 14th. Colby Whipple having a very rough night back in 15th. Patrick Ginter, the points leader, mired all the way back in 16th place, and not only does he have all those cars in front of him, but there's a lot of lap traffic between him and the front of this field. This could be Gardner's night to close that points gap. Jacob Morgan in 17th. I think he has been involved in every incident so far in this race. That truck obviously damaged. He has had some issues, but has not given up. PJ Cox currently in 18th. As Colby Whipple fading some more. Blair Patterson, Sean Corbridge, and Mike all multiple laps down. Caution is out again. Looks like this might have started with Kevin Bernheimer. Through 3 and 4, Bernheimer had been in the top 5 most of the night. Off of turn 4 and just gets loose, as we've seen so many times tonight. Sean Corbridge has nowhere to go. Both Corbridge and Bernheimer tow to pit road. And now we'll see how many drivers come to pit road. 76 laps into this thing. Brandon Newby on pit road. The top 5 all stopped around lap 25, and then it's a variety of laps since then. Patrick Piper last stopped on lap 25. Piper, another one who's had a great run, started 23rd up to 5th. Doesn't look like he's coming to pit roads. Let's see if we can get a word. Hey, Patrick, it's Doug. You got me?
How you doing, Doug?
Hey, good. Not as good as you, though. Up 18 spots already tonight, and it looks like you have a little something for the top 5 tonight.
If I can just hang with them and just see it got at the end, it'll be nice. Truck feels pretty good, so.
It's gotten exciting for you a couple of times, but for the most part, you haven't been involved in one of the big ones. You've had some bumps and scrapes, but nothing significant so far.
Yeah, it was a little sketchy with Blair blowing up right in front of me and then getting bought by Richie and getting sideways and drifting all the way through 3. That was interesting. Yeah.
I'm sure the drift practice comes in handy on cold tires coming off turn 4.
Yeah.
All right, man. You've got one heck of a run tonight. Good luck, buddy.
Thanks, Doug.
As mentioned, Patrick Piper up 18 spots. PJ Cox, Patrick Gitter, Pudge, Jacob Morgan, all on pit road. Kevin Bernheimer, Sean Corbridge, towed to pit road. It looks like Mike in the number 86 has been found. He is on pit road. They keep trying to catch me with these fake names, like what Mike is running tonight, but honestly, it's the funniest thing in the world. Pace car is in. Green flag in the air. Kenny gets another good start, leaves them guessing on that one. And here comes Clay again down to the bottom under Blake Vicken. Richie now up into third. Richie had his one win this season at Talladega sideways. Prior to that race, he had had such a difficult start to the season. Got caught in a ton of wrecks, always having difficulty, a ton of bad luck. Finished Talladega sideways, and ever since has charged forward in the points every week, picking up positions. Here he is, up battling in the top 5 yet again. Clay Kirchenbauer couldn't get past Blake, now drifting back to 5th. Ryan McDaniel, who we saw early in the race all over the track, has figured something out because he is now up into 6th. Patrick Piper back to 7th, Jarrett Woodard in 8th. Both of those drivers up 10 or more spots though. Brandon Newby back into the top 10 in 9th, and Patrick Gitter has found his way back into 10th. Mickey Mouse currently in 11th, Tony Caron in 12th. Oh, Mickey is around again, but he manages to get onto the brakes. I don't think we'll see the caution here. He keeps it off the wall and keeps going, no caution. Great job by Mickey Mouse keeping that car going the right way. Great save, buddy. Jeremy Gardner is in 2nd and less than 1 second from Kenny Hyde Jr. Blake Vicken now in 3rd, Richie in 4th, Clay Kirchenbauer in 5th. Patrick Piper currently in 6th, Brandon Newby 7th, Ryan McDaniel now up to 8th. There's a battle between Gitter and Woodard now. Patrick Gitter starting to make his way forward up to 9th. Jarrett Woodard currently in 10th, Tony Caron now back up into 11th. Colby Whipple back in 12th, trying to fight his way forward. He is another one that has been caught in a lot of messes tonight. David Ballard currently 13th, Pudge all the way back in 14th. Pudge having a very rough night for a guy that we're used to seeing be extremely strong on short tracks. PJ Cox currently in 15th. Mickey Mouse, the last car on the lead lap, but that is not going to last. He just went a lap down. Blair Patterson still trying to fight his way back forward, as is Jacob Morgan and now Kevin Bernheimer. Mike also several laps down in the 86. Sean Corbridge appears to be out of the race. James Smith back in 22nd. Jerry Culver out of the race on a Zoom call, and it appears Russell Worth is out as well. Worth noting that Kenny Hyde Jr. has not been to pit road, nor has Jeremy Gardner since lap 25. Blake Vicken in third, last pitted on lap 64. The first car who pitted under the last caution at lap 76, Brandon Newby. Patrick Piper has been as high as 5th, currently running in 7th. Kenny Hyde Jr. came in tonight 5th in points, 1 point behind Pudge. He is going to easily get that as they run right now. With Swafford being out of the race tonight, being on vacation with his family, definitely the top 5 could get shuffled, especially with Patrick Gitter. Patrick currently back up into 8th place, so we'll have to see how Patrick Gitter does after his recovery at Indy last week. I think anything is possible for that driver. Kenny Hyde Jr. has started growing his lead again. Now 1.4 seconds over Gardner. They have 2.5 seconds over Blake Vicken right now. Richie Joplin back into 4th, Clay in 5th. Brandon Newby in 6th, Patrick Piper in 7th. Colby Whipple has made his way back up into 8th as he comes by Patrick Gitter. And it looks like Gitter has started to fade again. Gitter has some damage on the truck that has to have something to do with it. Pudge is back in the top 10 in 9th. And Kenny Hyde Jr. now is starting to have to deal with lap traffic. Riding along with our leader as he comes off turn 4. You see Mike getting a little loose down there. Off into 1 and 2, and you see just how bumpy this track is, especially on these older tires. Watch closely back into turn 1. Especially as they cut back down right there at the bottom off of turn 2 and off turn 4. It gets really bumpy. Off turn 4, there's almost a dip there. It's just so tricky, and you see how much the front end of the truck really bounces up. Kenny Hyde Jr. lapping cars. He just lapped Jarrett Woodard. Jarrett on fresher tires than Kenny. Still 14 cars on the lead lap. Ryan McDaniel currently in 14th. PJ Cox in 13th. Just past the halfway point of this race, and it has been Kenny Hyde Jr. the whole night. And now as these gaps start to grow, Richie Joplin has now made his way back to 3rd, pushing Newby back into 4th, Blake Vicken back to 5th. Clay Kirchenbauer seems to be fading just a little bit on the long run. He is back to 6th. Patrick Piper in 7th, though, over 5 seconds now behind Clay. And we've got a car slow off turn 4. believe that might have been, that was either Mike or it was one of the Hardy's trucks. I think that was James Smith, and James is coming back to pit road. Rough night for him. Kenny Hyde Jr. is caught up to Ryan McDaniel to put him a lap down. And in this lap traffic, Gardner has started closing down. PJ Cox has now gone a lap down. 13 cars on the lead lap, and Ryan McDaniels is about to go a lap down to make it 12 cars. David Ballard currently in 12th in the 90. Kenny Hyde Jr. setting him up and knocking him down here tonight. He definitely wants this thing to stay green, but Gardner has caught him. Through all the lap traffic, Jeremy Gardner has caught back up to Kenny Hyde. Richie Joplin now 5 seconds behind, almost 6 seconds behind at this point. Mickey Mouse has had another crash, no caution yet. Coming through turns 3 and 4. And the same thing we have seen multiple times here tonight. He gets loose off the turn. Manages to get the truck back down low though and holds on to it. With a little bit of clear road ahead, Kenny Hyde is starting to pull away from Gardner again, but they're about to be back in lap traffic with Patrick. Oh, Patrick Piper's around. Piper manages to get it down to the bottom. No caution. He is going to pit road. Let's see what happened. Looks like he clipped the apron coming off too. Looks like he might have been headed for pit road already, just too much rear brake in it. And could this be where we start to see green flag stops for the first time tonight? 11 cars left on the lead lap. Pudge is the last car on the lead lap. Kenny Hyde Jr. right behind him. David Ballard in 10th, also right in front of Pudge. Kenny can't quite get the run yet. Now back down to the bottom. And the leader is in a mess of lap traffic here. Gardner clears Pudge as well. Now Kenny looking under David Ballard. Gardner has caught back up. Kenny Hyde Jr. was pulling away in clean air, but in the lap traffic, it has allowed Jeremy Gardner to catch back up in second. Richie Joplin still in third. Brandon Newby currently in fourth. Clay Kirchenbauer in fifth now. Blake Vicken currently in sixth. Colby Whipple in seventh. Patrick Gittard now up to eighth, battling with Tony Karen. Tony currently in ninth. David Ballard in 10th, battling with Pudge. PJ Cox back in 12th. Ryan McDaniel in 13th. Jarrett Woodard in 14th. Patrick Piper had such a good charge early in the race, now back into 15th. Mickey Mouse in 16th, Jacob Morgan in 17th, Blair Patterson in 18th. Kevin Bernheimer back in 19th. Mike has had all sorts of problems here tonight. That truck has just been banged into everything. He is in 20th. James Smith on pit road. Sean Corbridge out. Jerry Culver out. Russell Worth is out. Tony Caron now the last car on the lead lap in 9th place, but not far behind is Kenny Hyde. And look who's right in front of Tony Caron. We might see Patrick Gitter go a lap down here. Blair Patterson on his way off of pit road. Starting to see some green flag stops. You can go a long way at this track on a tank of fuel. And oh, Colby Whipple gets a little bit loose off turn 4. Jeremy Gardner on pit road. Gardner comes in from 2nd place. Colby Whipple currently in 7th. Looked like he was having some handling problems there for a moment. Eight cars left on the lead lap, and Kenny Hyde Jr. is running them all down. Kenny Hyde Jr. just put Patrick Gitter 1 lap down. Just drove. Oh, Kenny Hyde got a little loose there in front of Gitter. Gitter trying to fight back up top. Kenny has Tony Caron and Colby Whipple just ahead. This can make things very interesting for our leader as he drives off into turn 1. Tony Caron moved up the track, lets the leader go by. Colby Whipple in 6th place is just ahead of the leader. Richie Joplin is now in 2nd place as Gardner went to pit road. Currently 6.3 seconds behind Kenny Hyde Jr. Brandon Newby in 3rd. Clay Kirchenbauer back and forth. Clay is headed to pit road. Blake Vicken is coming to pit road. How long before our leader comes down to pit road? He has just put Brandon Newby a lap down. You really have to wonder how much longer Kenny Hyde Jr. can go on fuel. He last pitted on lap 25. Brandon Newby goes to pit road from 3rd place. Kenny Hyde Jr. last pitted lap 25. Richie last pitted lap 33. Blake Vicken apparently had an incident a moment ago. Let's see what happened. After his pit stop, cold tires, drifts it through 1 and 2. The wall straightens him out. He keeps going but loses a lot of time. Now only 2 cars left on the lead lap. Kenny Hyde Jr., Richie Joplin. If a caution comes out now, this thing might be decided. But how much longer can the leader stay out? Looking at his lap times, I don't believe he's out there trying to save fuel or anything like that. Let's dial up his in-car camera and see. The leader is coming to pit road. Kenny Hyde Jr. comes to pit road. That will give the lead to Richie Joplin. Richie Joplin leads his first lap of the night. Thanks, Jared. And now, having led his lap, Richie is headed to pit road. The lead will cycle back to Colby Whipple if... Let's see, Kenny Hyde Jr. is on his way off of pit road now. Colby Whipple now has the lead, though. Richie Joplin on pit road. Pudge now headed to pit road. Colby Whipple last pitted lap 76. Tony Karen in second, right on the back bumper. Gardner in third, also right there. Colby is struggling with the handling. They're about to try and make it 3 wide. Bernheimer up top, and here they go 3 wide as Gardner goes to the lead for the first time tonight. Jeremy Gardner goes to the lead. Colby Whipple now to second. Tony Karen to third. Patrick Gitter, the points leader, now in fourth. Tony Karen is on his way to pit road. That'll move Ballard up into fourth and Kenny back to fifth. Your Jeremy Gardner last pitted lap 127. Everybody that has pitted since about lap 100 can go the distance. There's still 3 cars in the top 5 that have not been to pit road for their final stop. Although Colby Whipple last stopped at lap 76, Patrick Gitter last stopped at lap 78. Are they rolling the dice on fuel? David Ballard last pitted on lap 64. That's going to be a real stretch. Kenny Hyde Jr., though, good to go from here. 8.6 seconds behind Gardner. PJ Cox now gives up 6th place, comes to pit road. Caution is out. David Ballard goes off into 3 and 4, through 1 and 2. There's a spin. Patrick Piper spins right in front of him. Patrick coming off turn 2, just gets a little loose. Bounces off the inside wall. Ballard has nowhere to go. That is not what Jeremy Gardner wanted to see. His 8-second lead has just dissipated over Kenny Hyde Jr. However, the top 4 are all going to pit road. Jeremy Gardner, Colby Whipple, Patrick Gitter, Kenny Hyde Jr. now all on pit road. Clay, currently in 5th, has already been to pit road. Will he come down? Richie Joplin, will he come down? Jeremy Gardner rolling off pit road. Kenny Hyde Jr. beats him off. Clay Kirchenbauer, though, has the lead for the moment. More drivers coming to pit road. Looks like everybody will cycle through. Everybody will be able to go the distance from here. Ryan McDaniel currently being scored in 11th. I do believe he's going to pick up a couple of spots here just by other drivers being on pit road. Fakes the pit road. Ryan McDaniel now cracks back into the top 10. Waiting for the wave around back to the lead lap. And after pit stop cycled through, Kenny Hyde Jr. has reclaimed the lead. Gardner now in second, Colby Whipple in third, Patrick Gitter in fourth, Clay Kirchenbauer fifth, Richie Joplin sixth, Blake Vicken in seventh, Pudge is in eighth, Tony Karen in ninth, and Ryan McDaniel in 10th. Three or four drivers looks like are going to get waved around the pace car. Back to the lead lap, so we'll have roughly, I believe, about 10 cars left on the lead lap with less than 50 laps to go from the fairgrounds. And here we go out of turn 4. Green flag back in the air. Kenny gets another great restart over Jeremy Gardner. Colby Whipple and Patrick Gitter battling out. Whipple starting to fade quickly. We've seen that truck be extremely loose on the bottom tonight. Patrick Gitter now up to third though. As far back as 15th tonight, he has managed to make his way up into the top 3. Clay Kirchenbauer now in fourth. Colby Whipple drifted back to fifth. Seems like he has got it back under control. Richie Joplin currently in sixth. Blake Vicken in seventh. Oh! Was that Blair was around out on the front straightaway? Caution. Blair comes out of turn 3 and yep, they loose off turn 4. Oh, several cars get caught up in it. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow night for the Fun Racing League Spring Nationals. They'll have 360 sprints tomorrow night at I-55 at 7:30 Eastern, and then the next gen cars will be at Talladega at 8:40 Eastern. You don't want to miss out on that. Their name says it all. The Fun Racing League. That is going to be some exciting racing. And their Spring Nationals, a variety of different tracks, cars. Every discipline covered, and they do all of it and do a great job. Looking to crown a Spring Nationals champion tomorrow night. If you're not following us on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, go do that now. Make sure you get alerts all the upcoming events, including the Nowski Nation money race coming up in the very near future. We'll be posting about that tomorrow. And the big charity event for the American Cancer Society here in June. Already a ton of sponsors on board for that, and I know some of the drivers in this field have already committed to that. Looking forward to seeing these guys there as well. Lights should be going out on the pace car here. Pudge is back on the pit road. Looks like he has gotten all sorts of problems. Looks like he has been working on getting some damage fixed. If I didn't know any better, I'd swear he just took left side tires. Kenny Hyde Jr., Jeremy Gardner on the front row, Patrick Gitter, Clay Kirchenbauer on the second row, Colby Whipple, Tony Karen of the third, Blake Vicken, Ryan McDaniel, rounding out the 8 cars left on the lead lap. Pace car is in. Here we go again. Kenny fires. They are down and away. Kenny gets away quickly. Now Gardner has Patrick Gitter on the inside. These are the top 2 in the points race, side by side on track. And Jeremy Gardner has not given up that. Oh, Patrick Gitter gets way loose through 1 and 2. Ryan McDaniel has crashed. No caution. Ryan has had an up and down night. He has made some comebacks from early incidents. Just gets loose off turn 4, as we've seen so many times. Pulls a beautiful 360, throws it in gear, and keeps going. Ryan still holding on to 8th place, still holding on to the lead lap though. Ryan has been caught in multiple incidents tonight, still managing to hold on to a top 10 spot. Still managing to hold on to the lead lap. You gotta give the guy credit. We saw him having problems early in the race. We've seen him caught in multiple incidents. What a run the 66 is having tonight. Kenny Hyde Jr. has opened that lead to 1 second over Gardner. Clay Kirchenbauer has now made his way up to 3rd. Pushing Patrick Gitter back into 4th. Colby Whipple in 5th. Tony Karen has made his way up into 6th. Blake Vicken in 7th. Ryan McDaniel in 8th. Pudge is now in 9th. And look at this. Jacob Morgan, another one that's had a ton of bad luck tonight. Got caught in all 3 of the first 3 incidents. Has made his way back into the top 10. Hey, thank you, Dean. Appreciate you, buddy. Kenny Hyde Jr. just developed a connection issue. Just saw a blink out of Kenny. Hopefully it's a one-off. Watching closely, though, as he has a big 1 second lead over Gardner right now. Clay Kirchenbauer in 3rd, about almost 2 seconds behind Gardner. Patrick Gitter now in 4th. Colby Whipple in 5th. What a comeback for Whipple tonight as well. We've seen Colby fighting the truck all night long. He has drifted back as far as, I believe, 15th place early on, but has managed to make that truck, fought that truck back toward the front. Blake Vicken has lurked in the top 10 all night long. And Blake looks like he has some speed here. He runs Colby Whipple down. We've seen Blake get off the corners a lot faster than several other drivers. That is the trick here at the Nashville Fairgrounds. If you can get off the corner better than everybody else, you have a great shot. Corner exit, as we have seen all night, is the trickiest part of this track. Kenny Hyde Jr. starting to extend his lead again. Not only that, he is about to run into some lap traffic as Mike has found his way up into 16th place, but has become lap traffic for the leaders. Clay Kirchenbauer currently in third. Gitter in fourth. Blake Vicken in fifth. The biggest mover of the night has been Jeremy Gardner, who started in 20th and now up into second. Jacob Morgan, the second biggest mover, though, started in 21st up to 10th. He was one of the drivers that did not qualify. Blake Vicken up 8 spots in the race. Tony Karen up 7 spots. Jarrett Woodard up 6. Mickey Mouse up 8, which is truly impressive when you consider how many times Mickey has been caught up in an incident, how many times he's had solo incidents, and still managed to keep moving forward. "20 laps to go for Kenny Hyde Jr. He has a 1 1/4 second lead over Jeremy Gardner. Clay Kirchenbauer in third. Patrick Gitter now in fourth, and Blake Vicken back up to fifth. Colby Whipple in sixth. Tony Karen seventh, and Ryan McDaniel, the last car on the lead lap, in eighth. Pudge currently in ninth place. 1 lap down. Jacob Morgan in 10th. PJ Cox running in 11th. Jarrett Woodard in 12th. Brandon Newby in 13th. Mickey Mouse currently in 14th. Kevin Bernheimer in 15th. Mike currently running in 16th. Richie Joplin is out of the race after having a great race early on, and it looked like he was going to be in contention for the win at one point. Blair Patterson out, Patrick Piper out, David Ballard, James Smith, Sean Corbridge, Jerry Culver, and Russell Worth all out of the race. It has come down to attrition for a lot of these drivers. "14 laps to go. Kenny Hyde Jr. has dominated this race all night long. At one point having an 8-second lead and lapped everybody up to about 6th place before green flag pit stops began and a caution came out midway through. Jeremy Gardner starting to close the gap just a little bit, 3/4 of a second. Clay Kirchenbauer in third. We've seen Jeremy Gardner close up a couple of times on Kenny in lap traffic, but has not been able to find a way past him. You can hear Gardner giving everything that truck has to get any ground he can on Kenny. But right now, Kenny's still the class act of the field. Tony Karen currently in 7th, the last car on the lead lap. Don't believe we'll see him get lapped before this race is over. Five laps to go for Kenny Hyde Jr. Going for his 3rd win of the season here tonight. Jeremy Gardner in 2nd, wanted to close up the points gap on Patrick Gitter tonight. Patrick currently running in 4th, not going to gain a whole lot on him here. Could see Patrick Gitter wrap up the title in just a couple of weeks. 4 races left to go after tonight. Out of turn 4, Kenny Hyde Jr. will get popsicle sticks in the air. 2 laps to go. Jeremy Gardner is closed down to 0.6 of a second. Bernheimer staying high as we get the white flag. Kenny Hyde Jr. one more time around. Jeremy Gardner down within half a second now. Can he do it in the final 2 corners? He sends it too deep, pushes up in the middle of 3. And Kenny Hyde Jr. gets his 3rd win of the season at the Nashville Fairgrounds. Jeremy Gardner comes home in 2nd. Clay Kirchenbauer comes home 3rd. Points leader Patrick Gitter comes home in 4th. Blake Vicken comes home 5th. Let's see if we can get a word with our 3rd place finisher. Hey Clay, it's Doug. You got me?
Hey Doug, I gotcha.
Hey, that was a great race for you. Despite some early difficulties, you managed to come back and have quite a race and come home 3rd.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. That was a lot of fun. Thanks to Pudge for putting it on. And I didn't have anything for those front 2 guys. They were in a league of their own. I just tried to stay out of trouble. In fact, I think when I passed Pat there with maybe 30, 40 to go, that was the first pass for position I made the entire race. I made 1 pass for position the whole race.
Well, you definitely had some times where you'd gone back a little bit due to pit strategy and being behind some incidents. But man, what a comeback you had tonight.
Yeah, that green flag pit sequence almost got me, and Jeremy was leading, and I was he was right behind me, and I was trying to like hell to stay on the lead lap there, and I got lucky with a caution, and then I was able to pit for fresh tires, and that really played my favor.
Well, congratulations, man. That was one heck of a run, and great job tonight.
Thanks, appreciate it.
All right, let's see if we can talk to our second place finisher. Hey, Jeremy, it's Doug. You got me?
What's up, Doug?
Hey, congratulations. I know that is not the gap you wanted from Patrick Gitter, him finishing fourth, but you still finished ahead of him. Might have closed the points up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a little bit. I'm just happy I had a pretty decent race and didn't get no damage. Started in the rear, made my way up front. I'm actually very surprised.
That was a really impressive run, coming from 20th place to finish second, and how you avoided some of those cautions that happened right in front of you was truly miraculous.
Yeah, it beats me. I didn't think I'd make it through it, but there I was. But that was a hell of a run. Kenny ran a good race. We both started using our stuff up there at the end. I was hoping I'd catch him, but kept getting loose.
Well, man, you gave it one heck of a run there at the end. You closed the gap back down from 1.5 seconds down to less than half a second. Just not enough there at the end, but a great run and a great points night.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Let's see if we can talk to our winner. Hey, Kenny, it's Doug. You got me?
Yes, sir.
I bet you're pretty happy with that. You dominated the entire race.
Looking at the stats right now, 184 laps out front. So yeah, it's pretty much domination, I would say.
Man, that was, I noticed you were varying your restarts to catch them off guard. It worked every single time. And you just managed to constantly check out. There was only 1 or 2 restarts where you didn't just pull away by a second in the first lap.
Yeah, the restarts are the name of the game, especially when you got all these competitive guys like Jeremy, Clay, and Patrick running up front. And I always got to change it up because if you keep going at the same time, they're going to get you.
Well, they definitely couldn't get you tonight. And man, what a run! Even I think you went well over 115, 120 laps on one set of tires.
Pitted on lap 25 and then didn't pit again until lap 140.
Yeah, so 115 laps. That was quite a run, and the fact that you were pulling away, lapping some fast drivers on old tires like that was really, really impressive.
Yeah, definitely sketchy with those old tires, but just found a line and made it work. And as the tires wore out, it got worse and worse, but just kept on biding my time and hoping for the yellow that never came until 10 laps later. But it was what it was.
Well, man, it all worked out in your favor tonight. Congratulations, your 3rd win of the season.
Thank you, man.
All right, Kenny Hyde Jr. wins at the Nashville Fairgrounds. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. My apologies that I was a little off tonight, but hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we did. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow night for the Fun League doubleheader, and thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful night.